I said to Boo, get down here now young man and train with me or else you will get a spanking, and Boo got scared and said, Boo not want spanking please no hurt Boo daddy, and I said it's okay son, you just need to learn some discipline, and that went on for a while until Bulma's birthday party, and for Bulma's birthday I decided to make her gorgeous, so I made her 24 years old again, and I also made her truly immortal, and now she's even more beautiful and curvy and sexy since the day I married her. And then Bulma did something unexpected, she wished that I also have the powers of a sex god, and then I felt it, the powers of a god that could pleasure a woman no matter what he did, and I have all the powers of a sex god. I can make my penis any size and shape I want, and I could shape shift and multiply myself many times infinitely, and I could give myself 2 penises, and I also have absolute devotion and attraction, and I could control it very easily if I wanted to, and even command it to a certain percentage, and when I kiss a woman they instantly fall in love with me, and it's the best kiss they ever had, and I even have the powers to control a person's body temperature, and I can even arouse any person without touching them. I now have the powers of a literal sex god, and I walked up to Frieza and Bulma and I kissed them on the cheek, and Bulma also wished to have superpowers, and Shenron gave her all that, and he said your wishes are granted, farewell. And after I kissed Bulma and Frieza passionately, they decided to make love me in our bedroom on the ship, and I satisfied them instantly. That's the perk of being a sex god, but they still loved me so much I could feel their devotion for me, and it was now absolute devotion, and I knew Frieza would now do anything I said. And when Beerus arrived I said, hello Lord Beerus, and he appeared right behind me thinking it would frighten me, but nothing scared me anymore, and I said, I know who you are Beerus, and I know why you're here, because I'm the guardian and protector of Earth. I learned everything about you from our previous guardian and the Namekian Dragon Balls. I know who you are and what your purpose is, and I would ask that you please leave my planet in peace sir, because if you fight me I might just kill you, so consider yourself warned. I don't want any trouble with you or whatever beef you have with the Saiyans and King Vegeta, consider it resolved. Here's the most comfortable pillow in the cosmos, and I gave it to him, and he said thanks Saiyan, and he said fascinating, you were definitely telling the truth about this pillow, and he tested it out and everything, and he said Whis, put this in your storage while I deal with this insolent Saiyan monkey. And I said, how dare you talk down to me you stupid pussycat, take your immature nonsense away from my planet this instant before I get mad, and you have no right to be here after everything you did to me and my race. Leave this planet now Beerus or I will crush you like an insect. And Beerus said, so you know it was me that killed your race? And I laughed and said, of course I know it was you, you bastard, you killed my mother and my father, and if you don't leave my planet now I will kill you, you son of a bitch. And he said, how dare you Saiyan, never in all my life have I been talked to and screamed out like that, like you're my father or something. And I said, maybe I am your father, maybe your mother just didn't tell you about your real father, I am a sex god also after all. And Beerus said, what did you say about my mother? And I laughed and said, you know what, for a destroyer you're very immature and childish, you little pussycat. And everyone laughed at him, even Whis, and Beerus got so angry that his powers broke like a dam, and Beerus had this look of disbelief on his face while he got very angry and said, I'm not just going to kill you Saiyan, I've decided to make you suffer. I'm going to slowly torture everyone you love to death, and then I'm going to torture and kill you. After I rape Frieza and your wife I will torture them, and I will slowly kill everyone you care about. And then he transformed into his berserk ultra ego form, and then I powered up my limitless ki in my base form, and everyone was shocked when they sensed my incredible base powers, and they said, oh my god Goku, is that really your power? It's unlimited, we can all feel it. And Beerus was absolutely shocked, and he looked at Whis and smiled, and he said, so be it. I said, Beerus, leave my planet now and I will spare your life, do not continue this pointless fight, it won't prove anything. And Beerus said, enough talking, the time for talking is over Saiyan. And I said, I am trying to reason with you, please be reasonable Beerus. And Beerus said, it's already too late. And then like in his nightmare I powered up to Super Saiyan 3, and I said, so be it. And then I said loudly, I'm sorry Whis, and then Shin teleported to Whis, and he said, I sense I might die soon. And this time I punched Beerus, and he said, this is it, I can't stop it.